Live from Arkansas' streaming news leader, this is THV 11 Morning News at 7 on THV 11 Plus.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on THV 11 Plus. Ashley, Hayden, Karen, Tracy here to get your day started, get you going. If you're getting ready to head to school, if you're getting ready to head back to work and you think, well, is it still summertime? Technically, no, but it feels like it. It feels like it.
Sure does.
It does,
no jacket
sure.
required today.
That's the thing. When you head out and you step out that first glimpse, you're like, oh, okay, well, it's nice and cool out here. It's pleasant and maybe even a tad bit cool. I won't say chilly, but cool. And then, bam, summer's back. But the dew point's a little lower, so that's good news.
That's when it's okay. But when it starts to get humid, then you're like, oh.
But you know, in the big scheme of things, we're talking about temperatures with highs in the mid 80s. It's not bad. It's beautiful.
It's nice weather. It's very nice if you want to get outdoors and do something. It's bearable. Unlike when it's in the upper 90s.
It's nice.
I mean,
you could pretty much do anything in this weather.
We fired the football coach before we got to 70s.
That is kind of crazy.
I mean, come on now.
It just seems wrong, doesn't it?
Oh, goodness.
Football weather, darn it.
Yeah.
Too bad the team's not good.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, one thing that's not doing well is
we have an accident. We probably need to get to that so that you are aware of what's going on. A lot of people leaving their house at 7 o'clock to get to whatever your destination is this morning, whether it's work or school or whatever. And if you're coming in from Saline County, you can expect some delays right now because of this accident. This is near the Alexander exit, between the Bryant Parkway and Alexander exit, I-30 eastbound, slowing down. It's always a little bit slow, but because of this accident, we're going to see some backups here. And this is what it looks like right now. You can see the emergency lights up ahead, and you can see all of those brake lights. So it is moving. That is the good news. It's not completely stopped, but it is slowing things down a little bit. This is our drive times. And as you can see there, if you're coming in from Benton around the Alcoa Road exit, it is a little bit slower than average. And I'm sure that accident has something to do with it. It's 29 minutes into downtown Little Rock, and then up above Conway still looks pretty good, just taking you 25 minutes to get downtown. And if you're coming in from Cabot, it looks good too at 22 minutes. And we'll get another check of what's happening with that accident and more around Central Arkansas coming up.
All right, it is a nice start. As I mentioned, we've got a beautiful sunrise. A few more clouds are beginning to roll into the state from the west, and so it's going to keep things just a little bit cooler there off to the west. And we are coming right upon here in about 20 seconds, official sunrise, 7:03. Sunset, 6:52. It's going to be a beautiful day. Again, we've just kind of joked that it hasn't felt a lot like fall, but it is nice out there. We've got a nice northerly breeze around 6 to 10 miles per hour, 65 in the capital city. And again, those dew points aren't too bad in the afternoon. We still see a few 50s across the state, not as many as yesterday, so slightly warmer out there, but still very, very nice. And if you're heading out for a little morning stroll today, it's going to be good. Even around 10 a.m., we're still looking around 75, so not too bad out there. Get out there and enjoy this nice, cool weather. Keeping things a little cooler, as I mentioned, off to the west because of all of that cloud cover. We're going to start to see that get a little bit thinner as it's making it into central, but you can see we're going to see plenty of sunshine, all those upper 80s, maybe even a few 90s in the extreme eastern portion of the state. So again, a warm week ahead. We do have a little chance for some rain on Thursday. We'll talk more about your hour-by-hour forecast and what you can expect for the rest of the week coming up.
We begin at the White House with a potential turning point in the Middle East. President Trump is unveiling a new plan to end the war in Gaza, winning support from Israel and several Arab and Muslim nations.
Now all eyes are on Hamas this morning. Trump says if they accept the plan, the conflict could end immediately, with hostages returned within 72 hours and Israeli troops beginning a staged withdrawal.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu supports the 20-point proposal presented during Monday's White House meeting, a session followed around the world.
The plan also calls for a major economic rebuild in Gaza, keeping Palestinians in place during the process. Hamas would be replaced by a temporary board of peace that would be chaired by the president.
This is the closest we've ever come to real peace, not fake peace, not political fool's peace.
Finally, we have a deal to end the war, the bloody war in Gaza, and bring all our people back home.
Hamas says it will review the plan in good faith, but questions remain, including their willingness to disarm and Netanyahu's opposition to a pathway to Palestinian statehood.
The Senate is planning another vote today on a House bill to keep the government funded, a final push to avoid a shutdown at midnight. Negotiations remain stalled even after President Trump and top White House officials met with congressional leaders Monday. Democrats insist the deal must include health care protections, while Republicans argue the deadline is already here. CBS News correspondent Tina Kraus has the latest.
The federal government could run out of funding in less than 24 hours unless Congress cuts a deal.
I think we're headed to a shutdown because the Democrats won't do the right thing.
A White House meeting yesterday between President Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and leaders from both parties ended with lots of finger pointing and no breakthrough on an agreement.
It's in the president's hands whether to avoid a shutdown or not. He has to convince the Republican leaders.
The Republican-led House passed a short-term bill to keep the government funded at current levels through November. But congressional Democrats have put up a counteroffer to keep things running through the end of October. They also want to permanently extend Affordable Care Act subsidies, set to expire at the end of the year, and reverse funding cuts to Medicaid. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries on CNN last night.
This is not simply a negotiating tactic. This relates to the well-being and the health of the American people.
President Trump and Republicans say the Democrats' demands are unreasonable.
They're going to have to do some things because their ideas are not very good ones. They're very bad for our country.
If there is a shutdown, Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid payments will continue, though national parks and museums will close. Tina Kraus, CBS News, New York.
The TSA is warning travelers to expect long airport lines if the government does shut down. The U.S. Travel Association says the industry could lose $1 billion a week from possible disruptions at airports and railways. Here at home, Arkansas lawmakers are pressing Congress to reach a deal. Leaders in the General Assembly issued an open letter Monday to Republican and Democratic leaders, especially in the Senate, warning that a shutdown would deeply harm hardworking Americans. They stressed that using federal funding as leverage isn't just a political debate in Washington, but a move with real and immediate consequences.
Now to a THV 11 update. Today, a federal judge will take up arguments challenging Arkansas's new ballot initiative restrictions. The League of Women Voters, Save Arkansas Democracy, and several other organizations argue that the state's new laws make it virtually impossible for citizens to propose or back ballot measures. The hearing begins at 9:30 this morning at the federal courthouse in Fayetteville. The groups are asking for a preliminary injunction to block the laws from taking effect while the legal fight continues. Also today, opponents of the Franklin County Prison Project holding their first meeting since immigration officials toured the site earlier this month. The Chickamauga Nation, a key opposition group, now pressing for a face-to-face with the Sanders administration to argue against the plan. The meeting comes after the governor called a special election to fill the region's vacant state Senate seat. That vote is set for after next spring's fiscal session, when lawmakers will debate prison funding. The governor is pushing a 3,000-bed facility to handle the state's growing inmate population and relieve overcrowding in county jails. Feeling overcrowded by snakes right now. We thought the season would usually be, ending and be done. Well, it's during the spring here in Arkansas, but this year, unfortunately, it's hanging on longer than expected.
THV 11's Tamer Knight finds out from veterinarians what's behind the extended activity and what we all need to watch out for this fall. Good morning, Tamer.
Well, good morning, Karen and Hayden. Seeing snakes in the natural state usually spikes during springtime, but because of the warm weather, that means we're still seeing them out and about even as we head into October. Unpredictable temperatures across Arkansas, even highs in the 70s during the winter months, are keeping snakes active long past their typical season. Madison County Emergency Services recently posted on Facebook about a rise in snake bite calls and warned trying to suck out the venom is a dangerous myth. Experts say the best thing you can do is get in your car and go to the emergency room. If you're able to safely identify the snake, that can help doctors treat the bite more effectively. Arkansas Game and Fish Commission Chief of Communication Keith Stevens say the venomous snakes are the major concerns, especially in the wetter areas.
Best thing to do is to know the snakes that we do have in the state know the difference between the ones that are venomous. Most of the ones that you're going to see in Arkansas are going to be rattlesnakes. You'll see some copperheads, cottonmouths in the areas where it's wetter.
Now, pets who spend time outdoors are also at risk of snake bites. Most bites to dogs happen on the face or front legs, and signs will include swelling and to puncture wounds. Now, experts say as long as temperatures stay warm, snakes will stay active. So whether you're walking outside or letting your pets roam, it's important to always stay alert. For THV 11 News, I'm Tamer Knight.
All right, Tamer.
Stay alert.
Yeah, keep your eyes open. All right, now let's turn back to Ashley King. And her eyes are on the roads this morning. Ashley?
But when I'm walking through the woods, my eyes are on the ground when I'm
no
hiking
doubt.
because I am definitely looking for those snakes, and they seem to camouflage themselves pretty well too, so be careful. Today's a good day to go hiking. Tracy's going to give you the weather information in just a few minutes, but right now traffic, we do have an accident that we want to talk about, 30 eastbound. This is causing even more slowdowns than we usually have on 30 eastbound. Traffic is moving, but this is I-30 eastbound exit 126, so the accident is actually between the Alexander and Bryant Parkway exits. It is off to the left shoulder, but traffic moving very slowly in this area at 17 miles per hour. This is what it looks like. We're getting a different view now of this accident. You see that we have emergency vehicles there off to the side and moving very, very slow, especially behind that accident. And it's slowing down your commute in too if you're coming from Saline County. Also getting another look at a slowdown right here. This is the North Terminal Interchange, I-57 southbound, both of those very slow. Our drive times in from around the metro area, like I was saying, Saline County looking very slow if you're coming in at 34 minutes into downtown Little Rock because of that accident. It's getting slow too if you're coming in from Cabot. Right now it looks good though if you're coming in from Conway. It's just going to take you 25 minutes downtown. So yeah, Tracy, things are starting to really pick up right now. We're starting to see a lot of volume on the roads.
Yeah, well, you know what else is slow? Fall temperatures. That's what's slow. We are still feeling like it is the edge of summer. This is our 8 to 14 day outlook, and we are in this elongated bullseye, if you will, of these above average temperatures, again, 8 to 14, meaning let's say the average is 80, we could see it closer to maybe 84, 85. So don't think this is looking at 90-degree temperatures as we're heading into the second week of October, but certainly feeling a little bit warmer. Right now, we're seeing those higher temperatures mainly because of this high pressure ridge, again, continuing to dominate our area. We are starting to see a little bit of cloud cover pushing in to the state, and that'll keep things in the western portion of the state just a little bit cooler. But eastern Arkansas, you could see a few of those 90s again. Those afternoons ahead, again, average 80. So we're still looking at 5 to 6, maybe even 7 degrees, a little bit warmer. That will be the trend all week long, but the humidity is going to be a little bit lower in the mornings. Although when you step out, it does feel a little fall-ish, but we should be a little bit lower around 57, but we are staying again around 63 and those mid 60s as well. We'll get a little bit cooler there as we're heading into Saturday and Sunday. But overall, it shouldn't feel too bad out there. It's not a bad forecast. It's just not a fall forecast. But enjoy these lower dew points again. It's going to be nice out there, so make sure you get out and enjoy outside.